Her brother Michael Hutchence can be mentioned in the same breath as so many musical icons. Tina Hutchence is the older sister of the masterful frontman of INXS, and she has written a fantastic book called Michael, My Brother, Lost Boy of INXS. Tina Hutchence, thank you for being here on Pop the Question.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. I'm just as excited. So, firstly, I read the book, and it's just amazing. And to me, it oozes the love that you had for Michael off the pages. It really did. It really did. How proud are you of this book, and how long did it take you and Jen to write the book?
First of all, I'm very proud. This is the book I wanted to write.
Good.
I have written one before, but it was so close to after Michael died. I think I didn't get out there when I wanted. I just had too much grief. But with this one, in writing with Jen, because she's a fabulous writer anyway, she taught me a lot of stuff. She said, we're about to write our next book. This is what she told me. So, it was just such a pleasure because Jen really knows the music industry in Australia. She was the first journalist for Rolling Stone in Australia. But I just started writing, and I contacted her because she had previously interviewed me for a Max Q thing, and asked her if she would just edit what I had. So we were going back and forth on that, and then we started getting serious, and then I got this call out of the blue from a publisher in Australia, Allen and Unwin, and they said, we wanted this book, what are you doing? I said, I've already got it. But I had 500 pages.
Oh, wow.
And that you can't put a book out.
I had to narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little, like 200 take off. And but we were given specific rules that he wanted it in 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want anything from the first book. And it had to be 300 pages. So we started working pretty fast.
Right, fast and furious.
Well, it was great because she's in Australia.
Okay.
So so our timing is different. So basically, we were working 24 hours a day. It was great.
Go.
I would send my pages. She'd do hers while I was sleeping. Send her pages back. Yeah.
Wow. I don't want to write a book now. You were Michael's trusted confidant his entire life. When writing this book, was it hard to put some of those things out there into the public ether?
Actually, Darren, it wasn't, because I just, I wanted people to know the real Michael, and the only way I could do it is to really come clean.
Yeah.
Really talk about everything that anybody might want to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there were a lot of questions out there because when he died, some terrible things were written about him, and I wanted to restore his legacy. I mean, I thought it was shocking. The British press took over and just ran with anything before they knew anything. So.
And who better to write a book? What sister, right?
Sure, I can tell all.
There you go. Now, by the time Michael was 20 years old, he had moved a lot. He had Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Hong Kong, LA. Do you think that helped him with dealing with all kinds of people and different cultures and that kind of thing?
Well, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially, he was, he just had his 5th birthday when we arrived in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So he was there until he was almost 14. So, it's a whole different life over there. You go to dinner parties, and even the kids are brought along and everything. You're brought up sitting around a table with 10 people each from a different country.
Right.
I mean, you've got to learn something on that.
I love that. So who were some of the bands or musicians that influenced Michael?
Well, in the very early, when he was a young teen, I think, trying to think, did I write about it?
Yes, I think so. Well, there was some of the R&B guys, right?
Yes, and some of those '60s and the '70s groups.
Mhm.
He
Right,
would
right,
really,
right.
you know. I've got a drawn blank.
Well, he was influenced by a lot, you know, the R&B groups, the '70s groups. What, the Eagles?
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
Well, I was playing a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
so you
So
know.
got it from you too.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we had a lot of music in our house. My mother loved Ella Fitzgerald and that kind of music, and you know, we had a lot of blues, and then I was playing. You know, I was into the Stones by then when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of influences, and yeah, you know, even Fleetwood Mac and things like that.
Well, also in the book, you talk about Michael's great loves in his life. You know, the ladies. What was it like for you as a sister to witness Michael with these fantastic ladies and he remained friends with them?
Oh yes.
Even after they
he
parted.
had a way, even if you just walked out, he had a way of.
Wow.
They were always friends, you know.
Yeah.
He just had that something about him. He hated hurting people. So even though, you know, he might be going out with Kylie and then he was with Helena, I mean, he was just so adorable. People would sort of let him get away with things, you know. Yeah, we stayed friends. But for me, you know, I was just happy to see him happy. You know, he was leading this life of touring all the time. You know, it's not an easy life.
A lot of
you know.
touring.
And I mean, some of that Kick tour went on for 16 months.
Mhm.
That's a long
Yeah.
time to be on the road. And so, you know, I was happy when he had somebody to make him happy. Yeah.
Now, before I came here to do the interview, I had asked fans to send in questions. Let me know some questions they'd like to ask you. So, Rick C. wanted to know, did Michael show any musicality as a kid?
Well,
He wrote,
he-
right? Poetry?
he wrote poetry all the time. Yeah, he did write poetry, but as a kid, he did actually start to learn violin, which is, you know, and guitar, but he never carried on with it. But I don't remember him singing around the house or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
He was kind of a shy kid.
Yeah.
So when he chose this profession, it was a big surprise to the family.
What's going on? What?
Yeah.
Lorraine D. would like to know, did you ever have any what-if moments about Michael's death? What if I did this? What if I did, you know, anything like that?
Well, of course, you always something like this, because I spoke to him 5 days before he was just leaving LA. He called me and we just had a nice conversation. But he didn't sound happy, and I told him, "You don't sound right." And he said, "I don't want to finish this tour." He said, I don't want to get on that plane. I can't go to Australia." I said, "Don't. Why do you need? You've given the band 20 years.
Yeah.
The next 6 shots can be, you know, they can postpone them. You can
Put it
they
on
can,
hold for a while.
Bands do that all the time.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
our singer, our drummer, somebody is needs time off, or they have family, something.
Exhausted.
Why didn't they do this? I don't understand that, because he certainly let it be made known to the band and management.
Petra L. wants to know, what was your most memorable musical moment with Michael?
Oh,
Was there that one moment
know,
that just...
it's interesting. When they came here to do the US Festival, the guys were staying at my house because nobody could afford hotels. So at Burbank, I had them all. I farmed some out to my babysitters' families, actually. They were all happy about that. And so they, you know, they couldn't believe they're going to be on this thing with how many people, right?
It was huge. It was huge. Yeah.
And they were on pretty early, you know, but Clash, everybody was on that. It was
Yeah, they
amazing.
were.
And that was amazing, because I walked out there and saw, you know, and I was standing near the sound booth, and those people went crazy when INXS came out, because they'd been watching the video. The One Thing was on high rotation on
Yeah,
MTV.
MTV, yeah.
MTV was made for INXS.
It's a godsend,
Oh.
right? It really
You know,
was. The
bands
visuals.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, bands in Australia are used to videos. They were doing videos way before anybody else.
Right. Midnight Oil. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Cold Chisel, do you know?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the Australia is so vast. It's the same
Yeah.
as it is the same land as it is over here,
Mhm.
but we only have 23 million people. So, you know, to get things out there, you have to have videos.
Yeah. It must be amazing. You just gave me chills with the 250. You know,
Oh.
it's amazing. I
It was-
couldn't imagine. I
oh,
couldn't
it-
imagine
it-
looking from that stage.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
seeing
that was
the
little,
sea.
you know.
Yeah, it's
If
like-
you were out there, yes,
Wow, it's-
I know,
mm.
I know. And can I just tell you?
Yeah.
After they did their show,
Mhm.
I was carted off to hospital because I passed out from the heat. But
Oh,
apart from that,
jeez.
so I came back and they were finishing their interviews, and they were coming back to my house and just celebrating that, you know, it's a good show. It felt
Right,
great.
right.
You know, they'd never played that many people before.
Yeah.
And so we all went back to the house and ordered pizza, and I turned the television on, this little, 26-inch television, and all the guys sat around were looking to see if anything, and they weren't televising it, but the news came on. Do you know the only band they played was INXS?
Oh, they must have been
I'm-
overjoyed.
They were just, they couldn't believe
What I'm trying to picture is INXS sitting around the TV with the pizza.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I love that image. So Kelly W. wants to know how Michael's daughter Tiger Lily is doing.
You know, I don't have any contact with Tiger, as I wrote in the book. Sir Bob Geldof put in an application before mine, actually, without telling me. And I think possibly because he was so upset that I should come up against him,
Yeah.
which I thought it was a no-brainer. She isn't his child,
Right,
and
right.
she's the child of someone that was his nemesis. So I couldn't understand, how is this going to work? Besides London, we're all in Australia and the US, so she doesn't see her family. And so, yes, he's sort of kept her away from her, which I hope one day she decides she needs to come
I
and
hope
ask me
so
some
too.
questions.
I hope so too. Last fan question, Gina B. She says, can you talk a little bit about, she loves the films, the film Dogs in Space,
Oh.
and she wanted you to talk about that a little bit. Like,
Oh.
how did Michael feel about being on that film?
Oh, he was so excited. Because Richard Lowenstein did a lot of the videos, the best videos,
Yeah.
really. And what happened was he was with Michael in Cannes, and they were just looking around Cannes, and it was the festival, and Richard was trying to pitch something else to some producer, and Michael's sitting at the table, and it's morning, he's half asleep, as he usually was in the morning, and this producer wasn't going for anything, and finally Richard said, what about, I've got this story, and it's about this rock and roll band, and they're living in this dilapidated old house, and all kinds of things go on, blah, blah. And she said, and Michael said, I might want to be in that. She
Sounded
said, if
interesting.
you're in it, it's a go. And but he had to get time off from the band. He always had that problem of, he was offered so much,
Yeah.
but he it would take him so long to get. He had to turn a lot down. He turned down Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Really?
Yeah,
He was supposed to do.
He was so upset about it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, he was supposed to play Tick.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He would have been
good.
amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, look, I just got a little scoop there. I didn't know that. Now, the documentary Mystify was just premiered at Tribeca. And you
Yes.
went and saw it.
I went
at
to the
Tribeca.
premiere.
What did you think?
Oh, I was so happy for Richard. I sat next to him to watch. We went in later when it was dark, and we just sat there. And I just every now and then I just touch him because I think he was nervous sitting next to me because of what might be coming up, or but he did a magnificent job. You must go see it. I'm telling you, Michael is on screen all the time, whether he's singing, doing an interview, and the people who are speaking, it would just say the name who's speaking, and then you hear them. And it came out so much better that way instead of going back and forth with the person, and Helena, Kylie, everybody that should speak spoke. It was wonderful.
I love that. Now, is it true that Michael's very first recordings were Christmas songs?
Yes.
It was a commercial of some kind, or?
Well, no, it was for this toy.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could have this toy still. It was a little bubbly Santa, and you put this disc in it, and there's Michael singing, Holy Night, anything.
If somebody out there somewhere has that toy,
Please.
send it to Tina. She would
want
love
it.
to have that. Now, you've been making a lot of appearances in the past month for the book, and also with an amazing INXS tribute band called Kick, the INXS Experience.
Yes.
Right here. What are your feelings on tribute bands and all that?
Well,
They're amazing. I've seen them on YouTube.
Oh.
I've never seen them live.
But the electricity, and
Corey's amazing.
Corey Massey, who is the front man. I mean, not only does he look pretty cute, I mean, he is one. He doesn't try to do Michael.
Yeah.
He does himself, but he's singing. He's bringing some tribute to that band. I mean, real. I mean, those guys are so tight.
Yeah.
Oh, you cannot miss them. You have got, if these guys
I
are in
still
your
need to
town.
go see them, right? Yeah. Look them up. It's
No, they're
Kick, the
wonderful.
INXS Experience, right?
Absolutely,
Look them
yeah.
up. They're amazing.
Oh,
I've
I
only seen
go
them
to
on
as
YouTube.
many as I can.
Right,
Believe me,
right.
I come across from California every day.
Now, if anybody out there wants to get the book, Michael, my brother, Lost Boy of INXS, where can they find it right now?
Can I read it? Oh, it's at the book depository. You get
Bookdepository.com, right?
Yes,
Right.
and it's in Australia, and
Uh-huh.
they send it for free. You just
Oh.
put your order in. It won't be coming into the stores here until October.
October. Remember that, guys. I read the whole book. They sent it to me for the interview. Amazing. I got chills reading this book. If you are an INXS fan, or if you're just a rock and roll fan, this is a good book to get. Like, really, seriously, I'm not. Honestly, kids. Now, if people want to find out where you're going to be appearing, or I know you're going back home
Yeah.
tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yes. Will you be doing more appearances once the book comes out in October?
With Kick.
With
The
Kick.
INXS
Okay.
Experience.
I love it.
Yeah.
So where can they find out? They can go to Kick's website,
Yes,
right?
absolutely, and also a statue for Michael Hutchence.
Okay.
Oh,
the statue.
please
Yes.
go.
Mention that, please.
Please go to the Facebook statue for Michael Hutchence, and also sign up, be a part of this, because we're working on getting him a statue in Melbourne, Australia, and it's looking really, really good right now. The government is working with us, and it's amazing because they usually will only allow you to have a statue where you were born. He was born in Sydney, but
Right.
Melbourne is perfect. He did so much work down there. All his creativity.
And he deserves it.
He deserves it.
He really does.
Yes.
Come on, people, sign that petition.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, I told you a little bit on a more personal note with myself. Michael became, for me, among other musicians and stuff, a wall for me, a safety net.
Yes.
Because, being bullied, growing up in the 70s and 80s, his music was out there in the 80s. And it was just this safety net for me. His music was part of that, being a little gay boy growing up in the 80s. And I just wanted to personally say thank you, from me and to your brother.
Oh,
So I just wanted to say thank you
Thank
about
you.
that. But,
Absolutely.
now, okay, and scene. Anyway, now I have a game here on my show, Pop the Question, and it's called Which One? Now I give you 2 items. You only can pick one. Now people have picked both because they just really couldn't decide.
Okay.
But it's kind of like just a flash thing, kind of we're just like,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay.
Are you ready, Tina Hutchence, to play
I'm
Which One?
ready.
All right, let's do it. Suicide Blonde or The One Thing?
The one thing,
At home or traveling?
traveling.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Glass of wine or shot?
Shot.
Get up and dance or sit and chill?
Dance. If you're alive, dance.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially if it's INXS play. Get up and dance, people.
You can't help it. that
Right,
is-
exactly. Now, before we go, can you just tell me one thing that you would love people to know about your brother that they don't really know? Is there one thing?
Didn't I write it on?
It's probably in here. You have to get the
It is.
book.
That's it.
right. So, guys, it's been a pleasure sitting here with Tina. And go out and get the book. You can order it bookdepository.com. And then when is it in the U.S.? October?
October. It'll be out.
October it'll be available in the U.S. But you can always go to bookdepository.com now and get it.
Absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure sitting here with you.
Same here.
Thank you for just letting us see into Michael. Give us a little.
I just want everyone to
personal
read
taste.
this. I just want people
Yeah.
to know the real Michael, not the garbage. That,
Yeah.
He deserves that.
Yeah, he
It should be his
does.
legacy.
Well, thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Darren Frommel, and this is Pop the Question.